Sudan has more pyramids than any country in the world. Sudan was once home to the kingdom of Kush, a rival to Egypt that embraced its neighbors' culture and beliefs. The city of Meroe became its capital, where over 30 kings were buried amid 200 pyramids. In comparison, there are only 118 pyramids in all of the Egypt. The tale of its rise and fall, its slender pyramids and ambitious rulers is a fascinating story that began over 5,000 years ago. The Black Pharaohs and the rise of the Nubian Empire for a period of 200 years, around 3000 BCE, Egyptian pharaohs sent their armies south along the Nile in search of gold, granite for statues, ostrich feathers, and slaves. They built forts and later temples to demonstrate their dominance over the Nubians. The Nubians were the early inhabitants of the central Nile Valley, present-day northern Sudan and southern Egypt, and believed to be one of the earliest cradles of civilization. They conquered the same region came to be known as the Kingdom of Kush, with the Kushites adopting all aspects of Egyptian culture from gods. They embraced it to such a degree that when the Egyptian empire collapsed in 1070 BCE, the Nubian dynasty led by Lara, king of the Kush, spearheaded a renaissance of Egyptian culture, including the construction of their own pyramids, with the Nubian dynasty flourishing militarily and economically, and believing themselves to be the true sons of Egyptian god Amun. They invaded their neighbors to the north. Elara's grandson Spy moved into Egypt to rebuild the great temples, extending his control to the whole Nile Valley from Libya to Palestine and down to what is now modern-day Khartoum. Pi became the first pharaoh of Egypt's 25th dynasty, and the nearly 100 years of the Egypt was ruled by the leaders now dubbed the Black Pharaohs. Pi died in 715 BCE, having resigned for 35 years. Although he returned to Nubia after conquering Egypt, he wished to be buried in the Egyptian style, a request his subjects granted. Entombed in a pyramid, Pi was the first pharaoh in more than 500 to be buried by his way. The reign of 25th dynasty and the Black Pharaohs ended in turmoil when the Assyrian invasion of Egypt caused him to fall from power. The victors struck the name to the 25th dynasty from monuments across Egypt, destroying their statues and monuments to erase their names from history. After the Nubian pharaohs lost power, they retreated south to the city of Meroe, which sits along a Nile, and became the new capital. This new location was not only strategically positioned at the crossroad of inland African trade routes and the caravan trails of the Red Sea, but also blessed with significant natural resources, iron and gold mines that fostered the development of metals industry, especially goldwork. Meroe became the last great burial site of Kush royal pharaohs. Meroe's pyramid. Because of Meroe's distance from Cairo, the Kushites were able to retain their independence, developing their own vibrant hybrid of Egyptian culture and religion until well into the 4th century CE. The Meroites built temples, palaces, and royal baths in the capital, but their grand achievements were the more than the 200 tall, slender pyramids built at the necropolis at Meroe, giving Sudan more pyramids than all of the Egypt, 255 in total compared to Egypt's 118. Some of the most impressive tombs here are the final resting place for 30 kings, 8 queens, and 3 princes, although less famous than grouping of pyramids at Giza in Egypt. The complex of Meroe in Sudan is remarkable. The pyramids, primarily dating from 300 BCE to 350 CE, mark the tombs of royalty of the Kingdom of Kush. They are recognized as an UNESCO World Heritage Site, yet they remain relatively under-visited. The Nubian pyramids differ from Egyptian ones in that they are smaller, 6 to 27 meters on a side, compared with the Great Pyramids to 30 meters with such steeper sides, while the ancient Egyptian largely abandoned pyramids for hidden tombs. The Nubians continued to use pyramids, with the most of them built 2000 years after those at Giza. By 300 CE, the kingdom of Kush was in decline, dwindling agriculture and increasing raids from Ethiopia and Rome spelled the end of their rule. Christianity and Islam followed. And prayers to Egyptian god Amun faded from memory. Giuseppe Ferlini, the pyramids plunderer over the centuries, rumors spread of Miro's monument and the gold they contain, eventually reaching the Italian tomb robber Giuseppe Ferlini in 1834. Ferlini arrived in Miro, where he set about looting the graves which had been found in good condition by Frederick just a few years earlier. At Wat Ban Naka, he leveled the pyramid of Amanashiketo starting from the top and finally found her treasure composed of dozens of gold and silver jewelry pieces. Overall, he is considered responsible for the destructions of over 40 pyramids damaged still lamented by archaeologists.